the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I hope you all are having a great day. Welcome to the show. Today, we will be discussing several things. I'll also be hosting a Q&A where I ask you, what do you all want to me to answer? We'll get those out of the way real quick, at least get the list of things you all want to go through today. And then I want to talk about the simple fact that the Miami Dolphins are doing all they can to be better, but will it be enough? And are they really doing all they can to get better? We're going to talk about that and more. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. What's good with you, Jose Cruz? I see you, homie. Thanks for all that you do. C's007, what's up, man? Hey, hit me up when you get a chance. I just want to check on you. You know who? Dolphinier. What's going on with you, Dolphinier? California, I see you in the building. How everybody doing today, man? I see the Bills fans loading in too, man. And hit that like button on your way in the building, okay? Hit that like button. Oh, man. I'm taking credit for Tua doing judo. It also proves that he watches TV. I was saying that dude need to take jujitsu or something to learn how to fall over a month ago. Oh, well, Mika, you must be just know something that I don't know because it's a little fly. You must know something that I don't know because I really need somebody to educate me on how jiu-jitsu is going to teach him how to fall in the spur of a moment And all we need to do is go to the Green Bay game. You know, somebody needs to educate me on the Green Bay game. How is jiu-jitsu going to stop him from falling the way that he fell in the Green Bay game? What up, Breeder G's? He put the Glenn on it. He took the G out, man. I love you, brother. How is that going to stop him? It's judo, TD, not jiu-jitsu. Whatever it is, how is that going to stop that Green Bay fall? I just don't understand people with this judo or whatever it may be. These are spur of the moments, less than a second, less than half a second hits where the hit happens and you hit the ground in less than a second. I just don't, it's not registering for me. So somebody's going to have to help me understand how is that supposed to change anything. And obviously there are enough people that believe it will, because it's a part of his plan, and I have to believe he has the best around him making plans. So I don't know. I mean, I ain't dogging. I'm just saying somebody got to help me understand that. Sell that one on me. Right. Shout out to Zach with the donation. I appreciate your love and support to the channel, donating, bro. My boy, blessings, bro. Salute to you, homie. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Kaza said, appreciate the channel, TD. Thank you, brother. Make sure you hit that like button for me, because we already over 100 people in the off season and we only got 33 likes. So punch the like button, okay? All right. All right, we're going to get ready to get started. I'm going to do my monologue, but before we do, let's go ahead and get this segment out the way where I at least get your questions. If you have a question or a topic you want me to give my take on, put it in the comment section right now, because we're going to spend about 3 minutes on taking those down. And then I'm going to do my monologue on what the video is about. And at the end of the video, I will answer and address those questions. So this is the time now. Go ahead and handle it that way, because a lot of people say, hey, I'll be asking you questions, but it's not a super chat and you never see it. I don't try to look at the comment section when I'm going through my monologue or I'm talking about stuff. But when color comes across the screen, which is a donation, I feel bad about not at least answering anybody who donates to the channel's question. So I hit it right away. So just FYI, I don't try to look at the comment section unless it's a donation, because I don't want to let people hard-earned money go to waste. So this is an opportunity. Write your question now. Okay. Mudbone said, what's your thoughts on Matt Burke? Mudbone, are you a Vikings fan? Thoughts on Matt Burke? Are you a Vikings fan, bro? To be asking me that? I'm just curious. But I'll answer it whenever I go through the segment. Okay. Let me see. These questions coming through pretty fast, so let me back it up, slow it down real quick. Everybody questions when the screen is strolling through 100 miles an hour. I agree, California. When Domes comes, TD, read it. When Domes comes, TD, I don't know. TD, do you think we could win the Super Bowl with the basic offense McDaniel runs with Tua? Brother, can we win Super Bowl with basic offense with Tua that McDaniel runs? All right. TD, would you want Miami to improve defense or offense this offseason? Defense or offense improvement? Which one? All right. Can we play better next season? Can we play better next season? Other than QB, what is Miami's number one? Wait, it went by fast. I got to go find it again. Give me a second, y'all. Other than QB, what is Miami's number one all-season target? Miami, number one offseason target, non-QB. All right, good questions. Get rid of the ball. Does judo teach him to get rid of the ball? How about Tua showing his immaturity, being petty and canceling interviews? Tua cancels interviews. Was it immature? I think there's a misconception on that situation, and I'll clear it up. He used to be your defensive coordinator. I know, Mudbone. I'm asking you, are you a Minnesota fan? Yeah, I'm asking you that for a reason. I know he used to be our defensive coordinator. Speaking about him is cursing on this channel. I don't like it. Can Miami defense be top 10 next season? Miami D top 10 next season. Derek Carr being released. Derek Carr released. Dalvin Cook to Miami. Miami. All right, let me get like one or two more, and then I'll be done. How do you think the problem will stack up against the Bills? Honestly, how do you think the Dolphins will stack up? Dolphins stack up to Bills. Will they? All right, and one more. Let me give one more. Tua seems to be trying to break his fall to protect his hip. Remember, TD, there's wasn't anything he could do with the first fall against Buffalo. That's my thing. I don't see what he can do. Get rid of the ball. No. Geechee, man. Boo for South Carolina in the building. Salute to you, Ron. Love you, brother. Shout out to all the Geechies, baby. Oh. The Jets are the biggest. How do you compare? I guess that's it. All right, that's it. That's it. We'll stop right there. All right, so I got 10 questions that I'll handle at the end of the stream. But before we do, I want to go ahead and give me an opportunity to hit the monologue. I'll answer this one real quick before I get started. TD, if you had to put money on it, how many years do you think Tua will be in the NFL? If I had to put money on it, Tua would be in the NFL for 13, 14 years. 13 or 14 years. Why do I say that? Because he's obviously getting 4 right now. Even though I hope they don't, Dolphins will be that team that gives him another deal recklessly. It'll be just like the Tannehill situation, so that'll get him through at least 7 years. From there, he'll go to be a certified backup like Jameis Winston, Teddy Bridgewater, and all those guys, but he'll be a good backup, and he'll have longevity as a backup because he won't get hurt as much because he's not playing as much. So he'll have a lot of backup years. I think that's fair. I think he could do about a 13-year career because Tua belongs in the NFL. I just don't think he's a starting quarterback for a real contending team. But he definitely belongs in the NFL. He's definitely a top 45 quarterback in the NFL and will always be. He'll never be under 45 if you were to start ranking QBs. So with that being said, he'll either be a bottom end starter or a high end backup. always. So he'll always have a job in that regards, unless as a starter he has a major injury. TD, is hard to find a franchise quarterback. I agree, but that's why you keep on looking until you get him. That's why you just keep on plucking away until you get him. You got to keep searching. All right. Anyway, let me go ahead and get started, y'all. Miami Dolphins are doing all they can to be better, but will it be enough? Oh, boy. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing, if we want to be 100% honest, one thing we can't say is that the Miami Dolphins haven't tried. Now, whether they succeed or fail, that's where the conversation, the debate, and the arguments and the, back and forth come from. But I can honestly say the one thing that we cannot sit here and say is that they haven't tried. They have really tried to really put a team together to go win it all. But there's been so many circumstances that have circumvented that. For instance, this team was building the right way, and you heard all the Deshaun Watson talk. Why? Because they understand you need a high-level quarterback to win in this league, and they were going for one of the best and a younger guy that they could actually call a franchise guy long-term. Same thing with Brady. When that didn't work out, they tried. They were trying to at least get the veteran and go with the window. You see how that works? We were going for the long-term solution at first. Well, the first solution was Joe Burrow, but the Bengals said, I don't care how many picks you're trying to give us. No. So it's a good thing to know that our organization wanted Burrow at the top of it all. Then from there, wanting Burrow, knowing it wouldn't work, they had to go with the best next option, which was trading for Deshaun Watson. That is effort. Now, for whatever reason, it didn't transpire and whatever went down and made him not want to pull the trigger, all of that is neither here nor there. The only thing that matters is the fact that this organization did explore the option. And that's all you can ask, honestly. That's all you can ask. Come on, mama. Go with me, mama. Yeah. Yeah, hanging out, huh? Mommy will come get you a little. So they tried. They explored the option. That's all you can ask for. Moving forward, they said, okay, we can't go young and for a long-term future quarterback like Burrow. We can't go young and get a long-term future quarterback like Deshaun Watson. Who else is young and long-term? Nobody available. So we have all these players now. We got to go after this window. How about Tom Brady? Let's try to win one now. Let's do the Rams thing. They tried. They couldn't get it done because of all the tampering trying to get it done. And all of this, ladies and gentlemen, although it's very unfortunate, it does show effort by the organization. And that I am grateful for, and I am appreciative of the Miami Dolphins organization trying to want to get it right. Even if they don't, they have put the effort in. Even as far as to the point where Jimmy G gives us a little bombshell this year when we played San Francisco that week when the media interviewed him, he said the Miami Dolphins were one of the teams in discussion of trading for me. But the asking price from San Francisco was too much. And a week later, I see them come out and say Tua is the guy. So I felt, hey, I guess they're out on me. So they've continued, even though they come to, and I'm grateful for Jimmy G saying that because they tried to have a straight face this year, because I actually applauded them for having a straight face this year and finally not trying to trade Tua. And sure enough, they were still trying to trade him and or bring in Jimmy G. So the effort's been there. So I feel like to a degree they are doing all they can, or are they? Because the efforts have been there, but there's always something stopping them. Joe Burrow, there's nothing they could have done to control that. Deshaun Watson, they would have had to ignore all the allegations and do it the Cleveland way. And I can understand and respect the fact that they didn't go after Deshaun Watson after all that stuff. I would have still done it, but I can respect and understand why they didn't. So I kind of give them a pass. Brady's situation, they had to walk away from that situation and leave it alone completely, because basically bringing Brady in it would have been an admission of, yeah, we were trying to do everything that this lawsuit alleges. And also, I don't think Brady nor Sean Payton wanted any part of it either at that point when the allegations came out, because if you truly think about it, if they had hired Sean Payton last year or this year, it would have basically admit that they were using Brian Flores as a bridge, as the major complaint of the Rooney Rule is that when an African-American coach is hired, it's just to be a placeholder for another guy later on. And that wouldn't have been good optics nor PR. So I could understand why they moved away from even that situation. So the effort's been there, but the circumstances have been very unfortunate for the Miami Dolphins. Now, here we are with an organization that has done everything in their will to try to move on from Tua Tagovailoa for 3 years. And all of a sudden, they bring in a coach, Mike McDaniel, and Tua has his best year as a pro. And honestly, to be quite honest, it ain't saying much. The level of play that Tua displayed this year at a minimum is what you would have at least expected as a developing rookie. No one talks about that either. The level of play as an overall body of play, I'm not talking about his peak play, his bottom play, his overall body of play this year, when you put it all together, the good and the terrible, is what you would have expected his rookie year and would have felt good about moving forward with that in a sophomore year. That type of play in a rookie season would have made you feel good about his development going forward. But instead, we get that level of play his third season. And people will, now what I just said, people will dispute that. And somebody said that sounds crazy. Let me put it into perspective for you, Mike, why it doesn't sound crazy. We're out here making it seem like his rookie year, his third year was even close to as good as Herbert's rookie year. Do you see what I'm saying? Go take Herbert's rookie year and compare it to Tua's third year. It still doesn't stack up. Just giving you some perspective here. It still doesn't stack up. Passer rating isn't the only stat there is. It's about a consistent high level of play week in and week out. Not one game versus Baltimore, basically wiping out 3 bad weeks. How about just don't have the 3 bad weeks and at least be average and not terrible in those weeks? It's that simple. It's the level of play that you show week in and week out. Week in and week out. Not 2-3 game spurts. Week in and week out. We got to stop fooling ourselves as Dolphin fans and trying to tell ourselves that we have more than we do. We have to stop doing that. We have to stop looking at 500 different stats and grabbing the 3 that helps you feel good and throwing that around. We have to be realistic. And I just don't understand the whole passer rating narrative. Tua was the #1 passer rating quarterback in the NFL. Did that make him better than Mahomes this year? Or even close? Did that make him better than Jalen Hurts this year or even close? Don't understand it. Did that make him the best quarterback in the NFL? No, the answer is no. And even his biggest fans know that the answer is no. So why are we holding on to that like that's the end all be and that's why he's great? Or you got to stop. You have to. In this league, it is about consistent, high level of play. Consistent. And this will be my last comparison to help y'all understand what I'm trying to say. If you have a quarterback A, let's just call the quarterback A, because I can't use names because people get in their feelings. Take quarterback A. Quarterback A in week 1 is a 80. 80 out of 100. Real solid and strong. Quarterback A in week 2 is a 80. Quarterback A in week 3 is a 80. Quarterback A in week 4 is a 80. We got an 80 quarterback across the board. We got an 80 quarterback across the board, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he is. Then you have quarterback B. Quarterback B. Recognizing A or B doesn't make them better than one another. But quarterback B, they give you a 73 in week 1. They give you a 73 in week 2. They give you a 73 in week 4. And then they give you a 100 in week 4. 73 for 3 weeks, and then a 100 in week 4. They're also an 80 quarterback. They're also an 80 quarterback. Both of them are 80 quarterbacks. Both of them average 80. But which one would you rather have, ladies and gentlemen? Quarterback A or quarterback B? Which one is actually better? Quarterback A or quarterback B? That's what's happening, and that's where they're trying to trick you. Quarterback A is a consistent 80. You're going to war, you know what you got. Quarterback B is a consistent 73, and then they jump out there and give you 100. And all of a sudden, they're better. I got you, Dre. I got you. Dre said poll it. I'm polling it. I'm putting it in the comment section. It's all lowercase. So forgive me. Please help me understand which one, quarterback A or quarterback B. The poll is up. This is what's happening, y'all. Stop it, mama. This is what's going on out here, man. And this is what they trying to sell on you. And sometimes it gets even worse. The quarterback can be 75, 75, 75, and then throw 100 out there, and their total comes up to 83. and it's better than the consistent 80. But which one do you rather have? You see what I mean? QB3 is the mystery box. Hey, mama girl. This is how it works, y'all. So we did the poll. Yeah, we got almost 50 votes and 95% say A. See, common sense wins. But this is what's happening. This is exactly what's happening, y'all. And they're trying to sell it on you because that 100, that game where it was 100, it pushes the other 3 games back to making you just as good as the first person. This is why there's context to this. We got to stop. We got to want better, and we got to want to do better. This is the narrative that's driving everything. But at the end of the day, we have tried to do better, even at the quarterback position, but it has been very unfortunate. And now I feel like we have come up to this pivotal moment in the Dolphins organization. Like we are at a fork in the road right here. And they've already told you they're going right. We are at a fork in the road, and they have already told you you could turn your right signal on because that's where we're going. But the frustrating part of it all is it the right direction? Many are looking down that right road and saying, I could see mediocrity. I could see the mediocrity down there. Albeit it might have a few playoff appearances, but it ain't nothing special down there. But then you argue when you look down the other way, you don't see anything because it's a steep turn right when you turn. You don't know what's around that corner. But the possibilities around that corner are endless. And some of them are staring at you in your face. Some of them, like Lamar Jackson, could be around that corner. Aaron Rodgers could be around that corner. Dalvin Cook could be around that corner. All kind of people could be around that corner. A Lombardi could be around that corner. We're in a real crossroad right here, and we will never recognize whether it was a good decision or not. Here's what I will tell you. The Miami Dolphins need to be very concerned about what the New York Jets do this offseason. They better be very concerned about what the New York Jets do this offseason. Because I'm going to tell you now, if Aaron Rodgers or Lamar Jackson ends up in New York, it is going to be hell to pay in Miami. If any one of those quarterbacks end up in New York, you might as well kiss it goodbye. And we got to stop sitting here going down this path. It's not even a path. It's a, what's the words I want to use? We got to stop going down this road of proving a point. We have to stop going down this road of proving a point. It's not a smart road to go down. True leadership is recognizing when you were wrong and going ahead and starting to head down the correcting path, not doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down. Just stubborn. It's frustrating. Now, at the end of the day, if we go down that path, down the right side of the road, it is what it is. That's what the team has decided. There's nothing we can do about it. We got to live with it. We just got to live with it, mama. We got to live with it. But it's frustrating because every time I get my mind in a place where I say, okay, if they're going to do this, we got to live with it. If they're going to do this, we got to live with it. Then how can we be better? That's all I keep saying to myself. If we got to live with it, how can we be better? And I tell myself, okay, you're going to need a backup quarterback that's just as good as the starter, if not better. You're going to need a backup quarterback that's a starter that's just as good as the starter, if not better. Who in the heck could you bring in like that? That's the issue. Who could you bring in? That's one of the main issues I have with it. With his injury history, what quarterback can you bring in to back him up that's just as good, if not better? Because if you're just as good, if not better, then you're going to go get a starting job somewhere and make more money. Because you can't pay a backup more than the starter. That's blasphemy. Could you imagine Miami going to get a backup more than $9 million, $8 million? They almost did it with Teddy. They paid Teddy almost $6 million. Almost 7, maybe. He had incentives that would bring it up to 8 or something like that if he played a certain amount of time. I don't think he hit it. But who could you bring in that and stop? And this is why I keep challenging y'all. You can't name people that you know will be a starter somewhere else because they're going to take a starting job somewhere before they take a backup job. Ryan Tannehill will start somewhere. Baker Mayfield probably will get a start somewhere. Derek Carr will get a start somewhere. Somewhere. But what QB can you find better than Teddy Bridgewater? Where are they? And that's where, when I put my mind in a mind state of, you know what, Tua is the guy, how can we win with him? You got to have a conversation of the insurance plan, but we can't find the insurance plan. There ain't no insurance plan. Because Tua's right there in the middle himself. That's where I get frustrated. He already on the roster. Yeah, Skylar Thompson, which I believe they should just keep developing, but at the same token, come on, man. It's like, with all this talent, you don't want to ride with the Skylar Thompson. I could see if it was 2 years from now, it was Skylar's 3rd season. There you go, Mama. I could see if it was Skyler's third season. Hey. But he has to develop himself. And look at this. Now we're getting down to the Cam Newtons of the world and stuff. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. I like Skyler, but waiting on him is like waiting on Tua. Exactly. But the only problem with that is Skyler's a 7th round pick that you should wait on, but Tua isn't. And this is the issue. Go get Trey Lance. Y'all got to stop this. Y'all think they're going to move on from Trey Lance? Really? Elder Bruce Jones in the building. Love you, brother. He said Tua is concussion away from retirement. Man, I'm glad you brought that up because, hey, man, Tua revealed a little too much in his interviews with the media on that day. I can't believe they got him to say this, but Tua basically said his entire family questioned whether or not he should still play. In so many words, that's exactly what he said. His entire family basically questioned whether or not he should play, whether or not he should just hang up the cleats. And what did Tua say? Honestly, stubbornly, but he's right. At the end of the day, it's my decision. They literally were saying, you know, what about your family and all this and that? I'm sure they were worried. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, they were concerned big time. They were, you know, they didn't want him. They were questioning whether he should continue. And Tua basically looked on camera and said, ultimately, you know, it was my decision. It's my decision. Wife and all. And he said, ultimately, it is my decision. And you got to respect that. That's a grown man attitude towards it. Your decision is your life. But yeah, it does show that his entire family was concerned about whether or not he should even continue. You are kidding, right? Literally anyone who has a family, they would ask to rethink. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That would be the right thing to do. And that's what we reported when it all first went down, when everybody said, his family isn't feeling that way. When I said, I'm sure his family is questioning whether or not he should continue to play, people pushed back on that. And basically he confirmed it in the interview. And he said, it's ultimately, it's my decision. Ultimately, it's up to me. That's exactly what he said, Finn's locker room. That's exactly what he said. At the end of the day, it was my decision. So I don't know what you've been watching, but that's exactly what I watched. There's millions on the line for Tua. He won't change his mind until after the first big contract. I agree with that, Matt. I think that's solely what it's about, trying to get that first big contract, and then he knows he's set for the rest of his life and his whole family. And I get that. I'm not knocking his decision at all. Good for him. I would be doing the same thing, possibly. I would be trying to get that first big bag. But the only issue I have with it all, Miami, do you not realize you may be the ones used for that first big bag? And it would be, once again, highly irresponsible, just straight out, flat out dumb and stupid to invest that kind of money in a guy who hasn't even played a full season yet. Like, I want y'all to think about that. The Miami Dolphins, if they even come close to considering giving this man a big deal, basically locking him in and strong arming the organization, And the man ain't even played a full season, nor has he played a full season at a high level consistently. He ain't had, in 3 years, he ain't had one season of high level consistent play. At least give us one of those, right? At least give us one of those. High level of consistent play and for one season. At least give us one of those. Even if you only play 12 games, at least in those 12, 13 games, you at a high level consistently. You ain't even gave us that. And people out here talking about the next contract, this is laughable. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Ugh. It baffles me, and this is simply hangs on Chris Greer's shoulder of not wanting to be wrong about this rebuild. Because to be honest with you, I have to also sympathize with Chris Greer. I have to sympathize with Chris Greer. When you truly think about it, maybe he has no choice. And that's all I can like that's the only logical thing that could be happening here, y'all. Maybe he just simply has no choice. The only logical thing that could be happening. What do you mean he had no choice, CD? Because he's linked to the Laramie Tunsil trade that gave us a haul that was crazy good. But what did he do with that haul? Right now, he's staring Noah Igbenogany, Austin Jackson, and Tua Tagovailoa right down the barrel. And if he missed on those three in this rebuild, it ends up being because the quarterback will determine if this rebuild is a failure or not. Do you think he'll survive if he fails this rebuild? Will Chris Greer survive if he fails this rebuild? If Tua goes out there this year and has his worst season ever and we win 6 games, will Chris Greer survive? That's the question. Austin Jackson still ain't it, and Liam Eichenberg even worse. If that happens this year, will Chris Greer survive? That's the question. Now, if he does survive, then that ain't the case. But if he doesn't survive, now I can see why he double, tripling, and quadrupling down, because at this point, it's unforgivable. And you got to double, triple, and quadruple down because it's your job. You got to make every excuse and say what all you need around them. We need a true repping, and Tyreek came and he had a lot of the flaws. So that looked like a success, even though it's actually a bigger failure. The Chiefs taught you that last night. I mean, if you really want to be honest, the Chiefs taught you that last night. We don't need Tyreek Hill. We didn't need Tyreek Hill. Go ahead and give him to somebody who would he could actually make them look better. See, people would be like, well, Tyreek made Mahomes look better. Obviously not. MVP season, better numbers than he ever had. Mahomes didn't need him. Now, ain't nobody going to sit here and debate whether or not Tua need Tyreek. I don't care, even if you're a Tua near, and you better not sit here and debate whether or not Tua need Tyreek. That's laughable. We know he needs Tyreek. And this is what I'm talking about. Do you need people around you to make you better or look better? Are people elevating your game, or are you elevating others' games? and you see Tyreek all on Twitter trying to use the reverse sympathy all night on Twitter. Everybody know what time it is. You know good and well you missing that feeling already. I'm just a fan. Yeah, we know you a fan of the Chiefs. But I don't blame you. You go get your money. And the Miami Dolphins were the crazy team to pay you the money. For what? To have a first round exit? Could you imagine Tyreek Hill with an elite quarterback? See, this is where the rubber meets the road. If Tyreek Hill actually had an elite quarterback in Miami, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We would have won a playoff game this year. And we wouldn't have been the 7th seed this year. And let me tell you why I say that. Because the one thing that nobody can deny, as much as Tua and Tyreek connected and as well as they did, we still left a lot on the table because of ball placement. Because of underthrown deep balls. Well, we still scored on those drives. We still scored. We didn't score on all of them. And the ones that we did score on, why do you have to take another 2, 3, 4 plays to get in? You got to make the game easier. We're not going to sit here and act like we don't leave 10 to 15 touchdowns on the field every year with Tua because of his ball placement. You seen Jalen Hurts last night? Did you see that last pass by Jalen Hurts for what was it, 40, 50 yards? Ain't nobody in their right mind thought it was going to be anything any different. I mean, if we really want to be honest, what they had to go 70 yards? I don't know a quarterback in the league throwing it 70. But you knew you were going to get that. Whether he slipped or not, he wasn't going to make it in the end zone. If you lucky, you'll find 1 or 2 quarterbacks in the league that could do that. But that's exactly what you would have saw from Tua. Matter of fact, let me tell you what really happened on that play. They did not intend to throw the ball as a Hail Mary. Oh, sorry, baby. Huh? You got to. They didn't want to throw that as a Hail Mary. That wasn't the goal. They wanted to do just like a Miami Miracle play, but the way the Chiefs played it, the Chiefs stacked people at every level. And Hurts was looking like, oh, man, all the play we want to run, it ain't going to work. Got to just heave it. That's what they actually tried to do, but they couldn't do the play because they were guarded on the shallows. But you ain't going to get no different with our quarterback. That's exactly what you're going to get at best because they just don't have the arms. You don't have to have the arms to be successful in this league, but you still got to have some type of superpower like Hurts did with his legs last night. That was a great game. And that was mano-a-mano. And at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes is better than Hurts. That does not take away from how great Hurts was, even in that game. Hurts was great in that game. Because he lost, he got to live with that. But at the same token, you went up against the best and went toe-to-toe at the very end in a Super Bowl. At a minimum, if you're going to have a chance, you got to have some type of superpower that's going to fight against just in case. You can't do it with your arm alone. Oh, no, AJ, I'm not giving Mahomes any credit for throwing for 180 into wide open receivers. That ain't what I said. And I said they went toe-to-toe. And I said that at the end of the day, Mahomes is the better quarterback overall. And I don't think Mahomes played better than Hurts in that game. But you can't turn the ball over. And that's what it came down to. You can't turn the ball over. And it was a freakish turnover, too. Nobody even touched him. According to them, he kind of slipped on the bad turf or whatever. But hey, it still happens. They were playing in the same bad turf. So it's funny though you say that because Mahomes, in my opinion, didn't do much special at all in that game. It wasn't the special Mahomes we usually see. Now he was efficient with his touchdowns and stuff, and that's good. He didn't turn the ball over, and that's why he won, in my opinion. But he didn't do anything special. Now I could only imagine us winning a Super Bowl with Tua like that, and Tua not doing anything special. They'll call me the ultimate hater. If Tua played just like Mahomes did, I'd be like, Tua ain't do much special. At the end of the day, they call me the ultimate hater. But it's the truth. Mahomes didn't do anything phenomenally impressive. Those playmakers made some big time plays for him. Look at Travis Kelce, that double move on the touchdown. Travis Kelce on that low throw on third down where he went down and grabbed it off the ground. And there was some stuff in that game that was like, wow, from the playmakers. Pacheco running with steam all night. Juju showing up, making all the big catches. His playmakers showed up for him. And Mahomes had some good throws. I'm not saying he ain't do nothing. I mean, he had some very good throws. I remember one of the first ones was in the zone, Travis Kelce creeping behind the defense, and it was great coverage, but the ball placement was so superior. It was early in the game. Beautiful, like a 20-yard play. It was nice, man. It was just a good team win through adversity. The Eagles, I know a lot of people would be like, oh, their defense lost the game. In games like those, I try to tell people, stop saying a defense lost the game because you're going against two of the best offenses. Ain't no defense going to stop them, really. It comes down to the offense, and I understand. I mean, we could put it on the defense, but that was going to happen regardless. And that's why I try to tell y'all, stop hanging your hat on just the defense. The defense, honestly, in today's football, it's about regular season. In the playoffs, it's hard to find a defense that's so dominant these days where the defense makes an actual difference. Everything that's truly happened as of late has been all offensive. I just got through reading the article how Vic Fangio signed a 2-week contract with them to help their offense. He was helping their offense on how defenses would play them, basically. Telling the offense, certain looks and stuff like that, right? And that was very valuable, I believe. But then I also read the interview by the Eagles defensive coordinator and how he was just praising Fangio and his scheme and how guys are always in the right position with it because they are using that scheme. People keep on saying that ain't Fangio's scheme fully. They are using it. They are using it. Airborne J, the Rams ain't get to Joe Burrow until at the very end in the fourth quarter. I mean, you're gonna make a play here and there. But anyway, back to what I was saying. This Fangio scheme has been figured out. And I am real curious on how he's going to adjust it when he comes to Miami, or is he going to run the same thing? I am so curious about this, man. I promise y'all. And I ain't trying to be the negative Nancy about no Vic Fangio, because he was the best option, and I would have signed him in if it was my decision. But man, I just hope that he comes with the innovative cap and not the "this is what got me here" cap, because a lot of people, things get them there, but it's really about how you adjust out of that once it's figured out. Lucky for Fangio, he wasn't figured out until he got a head coaching job. I'm telling y'all, every defense in the NFL that runs the Vic Fangio system is figured out. But let you tell it he was the defensive coordinator, shaking my head. TD, you be hating low key. Well, I just think maybe you need to learn how to interpret the words that I say, and it'll help you better. I never said he was their defensive coordinator. I said that they are running his system. And I even said it on the stream last night. Hopefully, he's the type of guy that knows how to make the right play calls and the right adjustments at the right times in his system when he comes to Miami. But every team that is running his system now, because they saw how much success his system had 3, 4, 5 years ago, and now every single one of those teams are some of the worst defensive teams in the league, because his defense is very selective. All he's doing is taking away the deep ball, underload with the linebackers, and organic pass rush. Can y'all tell me how that pass rush did last night? Look at the Eagles defensive line. I mean, look at the Eagles defensive line. How did that pass rush do last night? You got to have the best of the best who can win, even create pressures and double teams in this type of system. And the reason why Mahomes and them didn't throw as much is because they had a lot of success running the ball. The thing about a Fangio defense, they're not good run stopping defenses. And I'm not talking about Fangio himself, but his scheme, especially with the underload, they do not stop the run very well. They do not stop the dink and dunks at all, but they don't allow the deep ball. Did Vic sign yet? Supposed to be today. They said he'll sign right after the Super Bowl, because the contract expires at the end of the game. The contract he signed for 2 weeks with the Eagles. TD, next season is just another trial run. We going nowhere with this kid at the helm. He ain't no leader, no dog, or the it guy. Just a guy running a system. Flo knew better, and Greer wasted time. It's kind of my sentiments. That's real abrupt, but it's kind of my sentiments. It's kind of my sentiments, bro. See, and here's what's frustrating. Say, let's just hypothetically, right? Just to give it hope. Hypothetically, say it doesn't work and they move on from Tua, and now they're trying to look for better quarterback options next year, whether it's the draft or free agent or trade or whatever it may be. We will have officially have wasted 4 years, and people think that this is the frustrating part. This is why I hope that I'm wrong and it just works out and we're great next year and he's the best in the league, whatever. I hope it does, because if he doesn't turn out to be that dude, bro, we wasted 4 years. And some people will say, well, you don't know that. You had to play it through. No, you didn't. The signs have been there. Like, screw play, screw his ability, screw how great he is. Injuries alone, the signs have been there. You did not need to see it through. For you drafted a guy with the signs. Forget play. Put play on the back burner. Injuries alone, the signs have been there. Injuries alone have been enough to move on. It's the frustrating part. It's a distraction to argue about his play. And we know that ain't been consistent. But it is a distraction to be arguing about his play. Injuries alone, we're playing a dangerous Russian roulette game. Shit, man. I just want a franchise quarterback that consistently, A, plays well, and B, plays. Maybe I'm just crazy, TD. You ain't crazy. You just common sense. They want to distract you with quarterback rating. Injuries alone is worth moving on. Let me hear this man got a sprained ankle next year. I don't care what it is. Because I don't care if he has a sprained ankle and he plays. If he don't play well, he played through an injury. I mean, come on. Like this, oh my gosh. Front office malpractice, TD. Exactly. And people always, bro, you so negative, bro. Man, I want to win, man. Why I gotta sit here and be wasting my time? You ain't cranking up a stream every day talking about this team. You ain't pumping a stream out talking positive all day about this crap. I want to freaking be able to talk and be happy when I talk because we winning. I don't want to keep on reporting repetitive, just bad decisions and crap and hoping. Like, you got to report hope all the time instead of real, true confidence. If I was a freaking TD Chiefs talk right now, I wouldn't be always having to be positive and be hopeful. It would be real and authentic. I want to be real and authentic when I report. I don't want to have to sit here and think people say I'm so negative. Should I just be fake and be positive to give them joy? I don't want to have to die inside knowing I'm lying just to get views. I want to genuinely feel like we got something. And the truth is, who could truly, genuinely feel that way? Who can genuinely? Now I can know if you got the hope, you got the hope. But deep down inside, you don't know. You're hopeful. But how can you give a presentation and remove the hope and act as if we got it? We got that dude, man. Y'all gonna see next year. This year was just a little fluke, a few concussions. It's unfortunate. But next year, man, did you not see what we did with the Lions? Man, ain't nobody do like that this year. That Baltimore comeback, next year is about to be fine. Like, you want me to hold on to the 4 games and sell those? Just keep selling them over and over and over? Bro, stop being so negative. Man, tell me how I should talk. Tell me what I should say. But make sure it's genuine. Give me the positive talk and show me a genuine positive talk that really don't have doubt in the back of your mind. Cap for life. I ain't playing with y'all today. Y'all, I ain't playing with y'all today. Y'all are funny. But real talk, man, I'm not saying this just to go on this little rant, but it's the truth, man. People, oh, you're so negative. Oh, you ain't a real Dolphins fan. How can one Dolphin fan be so negative? How can one Dolphin fan be so positive? I was positive for the first 3 years on this channel, and y'all know it, the most positive person in the community. And what did it amount to? Lies, being positive with no end result. With no end result in sight. Just more of the same crap. I want y'all to really break this down because they always say, oh, you still talking about Flores? He gone, bro. No, I want y'all to really break this down. I want y'all to really break this down. Because the truth of the matter is, this is what teased me off about the whole Tua era. Is because people are only defending Tua, not the team. Real Dolphin fans are defending the team. Everybody else, you're glorifying and trying to save Tua. You're trying to, if we do anything well, I want it to be with Tua because you're obsessed with him and you can't stop your obsession. And you will try to demonize and fight people who are coming against that narrative. And let me prove it. Let's go back to Flores. Flores was here before Tua was drafted. When we drafted Tua Tagovailoa, everything was all good. And matter of fact, everybody loved Flores. Every Dolphin fan loved Flores. Flores was everything to Dolphin fans. I don't care. You can lie all you want. You all love Flores. You know why? Because you showed it in every platform, everywhere out here in the world. You showed your love for Flores. He was the best thing ever. Look at what he did with a team. We were expected to win one game and he won 5 or 6 or whatever. You just, oh my God, Flores couldn't do no wrong. He was he was already the GOAT. And even to every single one of y'all right now that's watching that don't like Flores today, every one of y'all loved him. And you can lie all you want and say you didn't. You loved him, you loved him, you loved him. You know, let me tell you the last reason I know for a fact you loved him to death. Because it's the Dolphin thing to do. We love anybody regardless of whatever it is, as long as they're a new dog. If they're the new shiny toy, we love them blindly. So ain't no real Dolphin fan didn't love Flores. Let's get that straight. Rookie year come, immediately, it's right after them 6 picks in practice. Right after you knew that Ryan Fitzpatrick was going to be the starter, all them two-and-nears that love Flores, they still didn't have a problem with it, but on the low, they saw Herbert and Burrow going full tilt, and it was like, man, well, they were sitting back hoping that Ryan Fitzpatrick got hurt or failed. They wanted to see Tua at all costs. And then they saw Tua. And Tua was boo-boo trash. And they blamed everybody but Tua. And then the whole narrative started to begin. All of them wanted to see Tua. Then all of a sudden, they should have just sat Tua. Why did they even play him his rookie year? They should have let him heal. No, y'all wanted to see Tua. And as soon as you saw him, I'll never forget. He's sitting with his legs crossed on the Jets football field, wherever it was. And, oh, it's Tua time. Oh, because I was right there with you. Yeah, Tua time. Oh, it's Tua time. He come out there and throw 2 little completions. Oh, we got to go. Oh, we got to go. Game already won, but oh, we got to go. Season started to go. Then you start seeing that trash transform. Not as the person to play on the field, the trash play. And sure enough, now all of a sudden the narrative changes. I didn't want them to play him his rookie year anyway. He's still dealing with the hip injury. Why would they play him? Why would Flores play? Because at first, Flores hating on him and won't play him. Then all of a sudden, why would Flores play him? He should have sat him his whole rookie season so he could have been fully healed. The contradiction started. You started to make the excuses because you don't want, oh my gosh, Rosen was a one-year exit. We can't have that with Tua. No, we can't have that happen. So let's start our narratives now. At first, why they sitting Tua? Why they hating on Tua? Flores sitting Tua when man, Tua need to play. Soon as that man plays, I mean, he coming off of a hip surgery. I'm the one who said that he should have sat all year and really got healed. And then, I mean, the play calling isn't great for Tua. Oh, Ryan Fitzpatrick rocking the heck out of this playbook. All these narratives, don't forget, that's where they didn't even hate Flores. They didn't know who to hate because they hated Chan Gailey first, remember? They still didn't truly hate Flores because he was still the dude. Flores is great. You know, all we got to do is win this one game against Buffalo and we in the playoffs. Flores is great. We lose that game, Chan Gailey. Oh, Chan Gailey's too old. He needs to go. He don't know how to fix the O-line. Chan Gailey. It still wasn't technically Flores, but they were sitting that in their little back pocket. They still love Flores, but it was Chan Gailey this, Chan Gailey that. So then we did the dual offensive coordinator approach. Tua looking the same. These offensive coordinators suck. Oh my gosh, they can't find an O-line. Flores needs to find an O-line. And then when Flores start being vocal, not so much vocal, but the truth start coming out in the media, Flores isn't fond of Tua. Flores got into it with Tua. Flores doesn't appreciate his work ethic. Flores this and that. Oh, you done crossed the line, Flores. Oh, tell him about the gun line, boss. Oh, Flores, we had your back, but now you out here, you threatening Tua's future? Ooh, no, Flores got to go. Flores hating him. Flores benched him. He should have let him play it through. Flores, man, ain't nobody in their right mind should have let no Tua Tagovailoa play through that Raiders game. I ain't never seen a quarterback play so putrid in my life, other than freaking Sam Darnold seeing ghosts. He should have let Tua figure it out. Tua had freaking 9, 10, 11 possessions and couldn't get a first down. Ryan Fitzpatrick come in the game in 2 possessions in a row, taking us down the field for touchdowns. But boy, oh boy, now Flores, now this is the most embarrassing moment for Tua because he's getting benched. He's getting pulled in games. Oh my gosh, I can see his career going down the drain. We got to go nuclear, Twin Ears. We got to go nuclear. Flores it is. Flores is this. Flores is that. Let's point out everything this team ain't doing right and blame it. Flores can't figure out an O-line. Well, Mike McDaniel can't either, other than paying for it. Mike McDaniel picked his O-line coach and fired him after 1 year. Now we got another. Flores can't fix the O-line. Flores doing this dual OC. Flores this and that. Flores don't like Tua. Flores sabotaging him with the playbook. Flores this, Flores that. Then you start full-blown hating Flores and making him the narrative. All facts. And this is the issue that I have. Now, mark my words. Come back to this stream tomorrow. You're gonna see them. You're gonna see them in the comment section. This dude's still talking about Flores. Get over it, bro. No, you don't get over stupidity of an organization. I'm the one that's reporting everything they doing, not you. You ain't spending your time every day talking about it. Once you start doing that, then I'll listen to your opinion or get over it. I'm trying to have genuine conversation, but I got to deal with foolishness that this organization continues to do. And you want me to be positive. Tua came out of college better than Hurts, but Tua lives on the golf course and Hurts lives in the gym. Hurts' work ethic left Tua in the dust. I'm not really fond of Hurts' work ethic, but if that's true, then hey, the evidence speaks for itself. I just can't speak on it personally because I haven't followed Hurts' work ethic. UTP said TD always on conspiracy stuff. What conspiracy is there? These are true events that actually happen. Everything I just told you happened. This is exactly what the narrative was out here in the Dolphin community. Every step of the way. This ain't no conspiracy and me making stuff up. What I just told you is exactly how it went down. Who better tell you than me? I'm the one that's in the middle of it all. I'm the one reporting each and everything happening. Every single thing I just said is exactly how it went down. The contradiction. Trying to find excuses, trying to find a way to make Tua look good from a media standpoint because you don't want him to flake out of this league. But I will say this, congratulations. Your impact did work. Listen, you ain't gonna, hey, that can be a conspiracy, but I truly believe that your impact worked. Your impact worked. Man, pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself on the back if you one of those individuals. It worked. It truly did. It was influential. You had influence. You had influence, grave influence. And it worked. TD, you killing me, bro. It's the Dolphins. When have you known them to do the right thing or anything to succeed? I'm glad you said that. Let me put that on the screen. I think everybody needs to read this. Because if what I'm saying is true, ain't nothing truer than what this as Brent said. This is the point. Don't forget this. Don't forget this. When you hear me talking, don't forget this. This is the basis of everything I say. Because it's a fact. And why is it that we keep running away from this fact and giving them even, oh my God, people keep hope. Keep hope alive. Oh my gosh. We never do the right thing. Even when we think we do, 3 years later, we realize, yeah, we didn't. But let me tell y'all why I started this channel. I can't tell the Dolphins to do the right thing, but I started this channel so that we can identify early where we always go wrong. That was why I started this channel. I got tired of the media trying to tell us what's wrong with the team. And I'm like, that ain't why that happened. The reason this happened was because of something 2 years ago. That's not why that happened. The reason why that happened is because of something that happened in preseason when we made that decision. What are y'all talking about? Y'all have no idea what y'all do. Y'all don't even pay attention to the team. So I started this channel to evaluate every decision we make so that we can determine why is it that we always go wrong. And one of the big reasons that I've not so much concluded, but I'm still studying, but it's starting to look like it's conclusive that there are times where we value player over team. There are times that we value player over team. And it's a bad recipe. And let me tell y'all something. The Kansas City Chiefs just showed you the value of not valuing player over team. And it can happen at any position, but the Dolphin fans are the ones who always. The reason why the Dolphins are always in this situation is because our fans value players more than the team, even though they say they don't, they truly do. You want more proof of that? When TD PHINSTALK first started, I evaluated this entire roster. I evaluated this entire team. I gave sound. I ain't say that I was going to be right or wrong, but I gave sound knowledge on what would be best for the team. And let me tell you, every time I found that what was best from the team is to move on from one of our best players, people came after me relentlessly. I didn't even say the Dolphins should move on from Laramie Tunsil. I just said, y'all, I'm looking at our books. I'm looking at the whole situation. We're about to go through a rebuild. The wise thing for the Dolphins to do is actually trade Laramie Tunsil. I don't know if they'll do it or not, but if it happens, don't be surprised. That's how I presented it. Bro, you an idiot. You don't know nothing about this team. You don't know nothing about future football. Why would we trade one of our best players? Y'all always trying to get rid of the good players on the team. I told y'all 2 years, right when I started the channel, I remember one of the biggest proclamations I made that made people mad. I said, we should have traded G5 2 years ago. We should have moved on from Rashad Jones 2 years ago before we gave him this big deal. Now we gave him the big deal, and it feel like the whole contract he was on the sideline, just eating up $20 million a year. Had his bowl of grapes. Yeah, but I'm Rashad Jones. I made the Pro Bowl. I'm still hurt. I'm gonna play week 8 through 10, and I'm gonna go back out hurt. Well, one of the first proclamations I made was we should have been traded Rashad Jones. We ain't going nowhere, and we ain't going nowhere fast. And at the end of the day, all that money that we paying him, and he continuously have these leg issues, whatever his injuries were, I don't even remember him anymore. People, boy, that was the early TD PHINSTALK days. They were so mad at me. Then we literally witnessed this man on the sideline for almost 3 years, it felt like. And maybe I'm exaggerating, but I remember him being hurt all the time, getting paid $20 million. And listen, he was getting paid $20 million. That was 6 freaking something years ago. Do y'all know what $20 million a year was then? 6 years ago for a safety to get $20 million? That's a Tyreek 30 today. And I said that. They were like, oh, you want to trade our best players. I said we should get rid of Laramie Tunsil. We done already got 4 years out of him pretty much. And at the end of the day, why are you going to take him through 7 years on a rebuild? Oh, you a hater, man. Well, you ain't no real Dolphin fan. Always want to get rid of the best talent. That's how I know you Dolphin fans are obsessed with the player, not the team. We are literally sitting here overpaying all of these guys on this roster right now. And the next guy up, trade Christian Wilkins. Trade him if you can get a haul. If you can get 2 first-round picks for Christian Wilkins, trade him. If you can't get 2 first-round picks, keep him. I get it. But if you can get a real haul, trade Christian Wilkins. You ain't winning with them anyway. And that's why your quarterback ain't making no money. What you think gonna happen when the quarterback making money if some of y'all get y'all way? Those are the type of moves you got to make. And you save some cap space. See, I ain't gonna lie. I sat here and I was silent. I'm like, I'm gonna wait for it in the comment section. And right on time, no, not Wilkins. See what I mean? Do y'all see what I mean? We get so caught up on the player. Y'all also said, no, not Tunsil. If we didn't do Tunsil, we wouldn't have half of what we have now. We wouldn't have half of what we have now. Y'all got to stop getting attached to players. We got to do what's best for the team. Y'all don't realize the Dolphins are in a state of going for broke right now. We barely got draft capital. We barely got money. Now it's give and take. We'll sacrifice this to get that. We'll sacrifice this. Jenga. We playing Jenga now. We are officially in a Jenga stage. Ryusak, what are you talking about? He said TD going crazy now. Trade a guy getting paid good money. Christian Wilkins ain't getting paid good money. He's on his rookie deal. We're about to have to pay him big money. We're about to have to pay him big money. GD, be careful. You lost subs for the Tunsil trade. Talk Wilkins might be next. I get it because I remember losing subs for the Tunsil trade, getting threats, people calling me the biggest idiot ever, and my mama should this and my daddy should disown me, all kind of crazy stuff I heard. And then a year and a half later, put the statue in front of the stadium. We need a Tunsil statue. They need to put a Laramie Tunsil statue up in front of the stadium. Oh my gosh, what Laramie Tunsil did for us? Where the statue? Y'all, Stephen Ross, we need a Tunsil statue. We need a Tunsil statue. Nah, don't laugh. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Ladies and gentlemen, am I wrong? Is that not what the narrative was out here in the media and everywhere else? Am I wrong? Am I just making a performance right now? Am I just trying to just say stuff off the top? Is that not exactly what happened 2 years later? Everybody calling for a Laramie Tunsil statue. But when it happened, TD is an idiot. Oh, why would Greer do that? Oh my gosh, we're so dumb. We always get rid of our best players. I can't believe this. Yeah, TD, I'll give you credit. You were right. You called it, but it's stupid. It's the same old Dolphins. It ain't the same Dolphins because trading Laramie Tunsil was the first thing they ever did right that I could remember. It was the first thing they ever did right. You know why? Because this organization before that point had always been reactive instead of proactive. How do I know we've been reactive? Oh, we need a receiver. We go get Brandon Marshall. Oh, we need a receiver. We go get Mike Wallace. Oh, we need corners. We go draft Vontae Smith and Sean. I'm saying their names backwards, Davis and all of them. Oh, we need another corner. We go get Kenny Stills. Oh, we need a true defensive lineman, a real nose, so we go get Ndamukong Suh. Oh, and we overpaid every single one of them. We react to what it is instead of being proactive. And Laramie Tunsil was the first thing we ever did proactively. We traded him for the future, something we were about to build. Something we were about to build. I am all about the Dolphins being proactive because that's real hope. When you make proactive moves, it gives you real hope. Can you name any players other than people from the mid 2000s? Well, I can name players from all the 2000s. I can name a few players from before the 1990s, the 90s and the 80s. I can name a few, and that's just off of history, being a Dolphin fan. But I'm one of those Dolphin fans. I don't care about the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. I can care less because, number one, it's a different game than what it is today. Rules have significantly changed. And number two, I was born in 85. I didn't even know to understand this game until 97. So I don't bog myself down on the 90s and the 80s where it was a totally different game. I focus on the now and how we could be better now in this new NFL with new rules of what you can do and what you can't do. So all of that past stuff, I don't get into that trivia. I don't know none of that trivia stuff because I don't care about it. All I know is that we won a Super Bowl in 72, and that's the only thing that matters. I don't care about the Dan Marino era. It got us nothing. It got us nothing. Appreciate him being the greatest quarterback of all time to not win a Super Bowl and to be a Dolphin, but I can care less. It got us absolutely nothing. So I don't waste my time going to learn the history of this and that, and this, because it can't teach me anything in the present because it's a different game. Now, if it was the exact same game, I would be studying the past so I can know what to do and what not to do. But it is a totally different game with different rules. Everybody that's older than me knows that the game then is totally different than the game now. And I just so happen to live in the era where it shifted. It's that simple. What you can do to a quarterback now, I mean, then you wouldn't be, oh my gosh, you'd be arrested now. What you can do to a receiver coming across the middle, then you'd be arrested now. And I'm exaggerating those terms, but you get my point. Total different game. The type of blocking, the type of things you could do back then, total different game. This is a score. The NFL did a study. You get more attention the more points are scored. So they made sure the game was filled with more points being scored, more explosive, more fun. It's called the fantasy era. As soon as they introduced more points into the game, which they laxed the rules, made it harder for DBs and pass rushers, they're going after the money. This is the game we're in now. It is what it is. I ain't knocking it. I still love it. But it's a whole different game. So I don't care nothing about the past. I appreciate the past, but at the end of the day, I don't get all bogged down in, do you know who was the leading this in NFL history for the Dolphins? No, I don't, because it sure as heck didn't happen in the last 20 years. And if it was Jason Taylor or Zach Thomas, I know. I would know. What is the poll for? Let me get rid of it. It's old news. Point was made front and backwards. Yeah, Joey Porter. I mean, all of these guys, man. I'm in an era where, I'm in an era of Ricky Williams, Lamar Miller, Arian Foster, like some of the running backs I remember. I'm in the era of Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas at the end of their career. I'm in the era of Cam Wake, his whole career. Canadian Football League, just great, but I never fell in love with Cam Wake. I just thought that I remember that. People got mad at me about that too, at Cam Wake. I told y'all, stop falling in love with Cameron Wake because he is a transactional player and it's okay. I'll never forget this about Cam Wake. This is why I never bought his jersey. And he was a great player. I love Cam Wake. I love Cam Wake as a Dolphin, but I never could hold on to him as a Dolphin lifer and love on him to get his jersey because he wasn't here to be a Dolphin. He was here to make a name for himself and be the best player he could be, and nothing's wrong with that. But every time, it never fails. I remember when he signed that first contract with the Miami Dolphins from the Canadian Football League. He sat at that table and looked in the camera with his pen, and he said, I guess I'm here for a while, and signed. I said, okay. I know most people don't look into that deeply, but that was no bond to the team. It was basically, I got paid, so I guess I'm here. I remember his first contract extension. He sat at that table again. I guess I'm here. I guess y'all got me for a few more years. In the last one, he did it again on like a 2-year. I guess y'all got me for a few more. And I just always said, it wasn't like most people like, man, I'm so happy to be a Dolphin. He never said any of that. I'm so happy this and that. It was always transactional for him. Pay me and I'm good. Pay me and I'm good. And once again, don't think I have any issue with this. This is you're supposed to. And they should have paid him. He earned it. But I always knew that. So the first time where the money got tight and we thought about keeping him and it wouldn't work and we end up trading him, I knew he was going to get traded because you either give me the money or I'm gone. And he wasn't finna take a pay cut. I already knew that. He's transactional. He never had that type of like bond to Miami. He appreciated them giving him the opportunity, but Cam Wake was always, give me my money, I'm going to come play. But that's fine. He did his job and he did it well. But that's one of the greater players that I remember in my era with the Dolphins. Other than that, man, we've had a lot of middle-of-the-road guys. I wasn't as high on Rashad Jones as many people. He was a great player, but he ain't a Hall of Famer. So that's where I'm at. That's where I was with it with these players, man. But the Dolphins have always been reactive instead of proactive, and that has always been my biggest issue. Reactive instead of proactive. And Laramie Tunsil was the first time they were proactive, and that's when I knew that we got hope to go in the right direction. And somewhere in all of that process, in the mix of all of that, I feel like we lost our way when our pride got the best of us with the Flores situation. We're going to continue this stream later this evening. My son's got football practice today, so after that, we're going to come back tonight, and I'm going to answer these questions that y'all gave me because I just realized I must have been cooking for a while. It's 2:16. My son's about to get out of school, and I need to get there. So I'm going to answer these 10 questions later tonight. We will do a stream tonight, so come through. And after I answer these questions, I may drop the link for about 30 minutes to an hour. And anybody got something to say, agree, disagree, or just come through and hang out with me tonight. And let's talk through it, man. But we're going to be answering these questions, okay? But before we do, I'll answer the Mac Burke question because it's not really Dolphin related for the guy who was here earlier. I can't stand Matt Burke. Matt Burke is terrible for your defense. Do not let him be a coordinator. He will stay in the zone defense while you're getting murdered all day with no adjustments. Matt Burke in the zone. He gonna keep you in the zone and make no adjustments. That's my thoughts on Matt Burke. He gave me big time headaches, him and Adam Gase. Massive headaches. But I'll answer the rest of these questions later tonight, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I will see y'all later. Fans up no matter what. Team over player, ladies and gentlemen. Please start thinking that way. I'll catch y'all soon. Peace. I'm out.